My name is Garth. I work with the Fire Marshal's office, and we're going to come to you this morning. We're here to teach a little bit about fire safety and how to keep yourself safe and possibly your family safe at home. We're going to ask some questions in a minute, okay? Just wait for a little bit. This morning for help, we got Firefighter Zach, we got Firefighter Taylor, and Firefighter, he's the boss today, is Terry, okay? But first of all, what we're going to do, we're going to go over some questions, and if y'all get all the questions right, everybody's going to get a prize at the end. You're going to be honorable firefighter, junior firefighters today. Who wants to be a junior firefighter? All right, good deal. Okay, first thing we're going to go over this morning. What number do you call in case of emergency? Do y'all know? 911. Everybody say it. 911. All right, 911. Okay, when you call 911, they're going to ask you a couple of questions. And the first question they're going to ask you is, what's your phone number? Does anybody know their phone number? No? Okay, that's something we need to work on. Teachers, that's something you need to work on in your classroom. If we do call, if any of these kids ever have to call 911, that's the first thing they're going to ask them, what's your phone number? Just in case they get disconnected, they can call them back. So I need y'all to help them work on that in class. Now, when you call 911 and they're going to ask you for your phone number, and then they're going to ask you for your address. Does everybody know their address where you live? You need to know that. Teachers, that's another thing. They need to learn their address. They need to know that. That way, when you call 911, these guys know where to show up. If we don't know where you live, they can't come help you. So you need to know your address, okay? Make your teachers, make your mom and dad teach you your address. That way you remember that, okay? You need to know it. You need to know the street you live on and the number on the street, okay? All right, next question. All right, this is where we're going to have some fun, okay? What would you do if your clothes was to catch on fire? Does anybody know? What do you do? Well, first, if your clothes are on fire, you got to put the fire out. Now, how do you do that? Does anybody know how? How do you do it? You got to stop, drop, and roll. Can everybody say that? Stop, drop, and roll. Say it again. Stop, drop, and roll. One more time. Stop, drop, and roll. All right, who wants to practice that? Y'all want to practice? Yeah. All right, let's everybody stand up. Everybody stand up. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to practice stop, drop, and roll. And how we're going to do that, we're going to count to 3, and then we're going to stop, and then we're going to get on the ground. You're going to put your hands over your face, and you're going to roll all the way over, back and forth, okay? So on the count of 3, we're going to stop, drop, and roll. Are y'all ready? All right, 1, 2, 3. Stop, drop down. Everybody lay all the way down. Put your hands over your face, cover your face, and then roll over. Roll all the way over. Everybody roll over. Roll all the way over. All the way over, back and forth. There you go. Just like a worm. Just like a worm. Roll over.
Oh my goodness.
All right. All right. Good job. Good job. Everybody sit back up. Good job.
Way to go, guys.
Good job, everybody.
Go back to your square.
Okay, what's that called? Stop, drop, and roll. Everybody say it again. All right. Stop, drop, and roll. Good job. Good job. All right. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is if there's smoke in your house and you have to get out. How would you think you would have to get out of the house? How would you get out?
You just open, like there's fire, and you just open the door and just...
Well, what you want to do, you don't want to breathe that smoke, right? So how do you get up? You have to get underneath that smoke. And then you have to crawl out of the house. You got to crawl under the smoke. That's what we call it, crawl under the smoke. Everybody say that with me. Say it again. Crawl under the smoke. All right, who wants to practice that? Everybody want to practice that? Okay, everybody stand up. Everybody stand up. Okay. All right, let's see. All right, Zach, go stand right over there in that hallway, right there at the beginning of the hallway. What we're going to do, we're going to pretend that where Zach is, that's where your door to get out of your house. Okay? So what we're going to do, we're going to practice crawling under the smoke. We're going to crawl through here, crawl around to Zach, and then we're going to crawl back to our spot. But we got to crawl fast. You got to get out of the house fast. Crawl on your hands and knees. So we're going to practice. What's it called? Crawl under the smoke. Crawl under the smoke. Y'all ready? On the count of 3, we're going to drop down and crawl under the smoke. 1, 2, 3. Okay, everybody crawl to Zach. Crawl to the door. There you go. Crawl out of the smoke. Crawl under the smoke. There you go. All the way around. All the way around. And come back this way. Come back this way. There you go. They were headed out to the door. They were headed. All right, everybody crawl back to your spot. Crawl back to your spot. You gotta hurry. There you go. Good job. Good job. Everybody crawl back to your spot. Hello, good morning. All right, everybody crawl to your spot. All right, that was a great job. Everybody did good. Good job. Okay, now what's that called? Crawl under the smoke. That's right. You want to crawl under the smoke so you don't have to breathe in that smoke where it won't hurt you. And that's why you get down low. Like even firemen, when they go into a house, when they're smoky like that, that's what they do. They get down so they can see under the smoke. But they crawl under the smoke too. They do the same thing. Now, when you go outside, we want to practice what we go into the place, what we call the meeting place. The meeting place is very important. I want everybody to say the meeting place. Everybody say the meeting place. Okay, y'all have fire drills here at school, right? Right, teachers? You have a fire drill like once a month or something? Something like that? Okay, just like you have fire drills at school, from now on, I want you to go home and I want you to tell your mom and dad that we want to have fire drills at home. Fire drills at home, every time you have a fire drill at school, you go home and tell your mom and dad or whoever that you want to have a fire drill at home. Okay? And you can teach your mom and dad how to do a fire drill. So what we want to do is we want to practice our fire drill, and you go outside and you go to the meeting place. Everybody say it. The meeting place. The meeting place might be in the driveway. It might be at the mailbox. It might be in a neighbor's yard. But you got to go to the same place every time. Okay? The meeting place is very important. That way, if everybody's at the meeting place, when the firefighters show up, they can come to everybody. Is everybody out of the house? And if everybody's there, they know they can just fight the fire and not have to rescue somebody. But if you're all at the meeting place and say somebody's missing, then the firefighters are going to go, they're going to ask, well, who's missing? And then we can find out where to go look for them. Maybe in a bedroom or in the kitchen or something like that. So the meeting place is very important. When you get there, you got to stay at the meeting place. Never go back into the house. Even if you have a dog or a cat or a snake. Who's got a snake for a pet? Nobody's got a snake? You got a dog? Even if your dog might be in the house, that's okay, because the firefighters will come get that dog. Okay? They'll rescue dogs just like they rescue people. We even have stuff on our trucks to help the dog if they get too much smoke in them. We have an oxygen tank to put on for them, so they don't. So if they get the smoke, we help cure that smoke out of them. Okay. Now, if you can't get out of the house, who's going to come help you? The firefighter, a guy just like Zach. If firefighters are your friends, everybody say that. Firefighters are your friends. Okay, say it one more time.
Firefighters are your friends.
That's right. They're your friends. They're there to help you. Okay? So you can't be scared of them and you can't hide from them. If you can't get out of your house, they're going to come get you, so you can't hide. And you need to make as much noise as you can so they can find you as fast as they can. You can holler and you can scream for help. If you find something on the floor, you can bang it on the floor, maybe bang it on the bed. Something to make noise so they can hear you. Okay? You can't hide under the bed or go hide somewhere like that because they won't be able to find you. Now, when they come and find you, they're going to look and they're going to sound a lot different. So Zach's going to show you today. You see how he is now. This is how we work every day. When they go to work, this is the clothes they wear. But if they come to your house at a fire, they're going to have all that stuff on. And they're going to look different and sound different. So as Zach puts it on, we're going to kind of go over some of this stuff for you. Okay, go ahead, Zach. Okay, he's got a lot of equipment and a lot of gear that he puts on. Now, the first thing he's going to put on is his boots. Okay, and on his boots are his pants. He keeps those pants on there so he can put them on fast. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. That way he can come and get it and rescue a lot faster. Now, why does he wear those boots? Well, come.
Because he wanted to go to safety.
He doesn't want to get his feet burned, or they have a really hard toe on them that made of steel. That way, if something falls on him, he doesn't get hurt. His feet doesn't get hurt. And his pants. Why does he wear those pants?
Because he doesn't get fire on his hands.
That's right. He don't want to get fire on his legs, so he wears those pants and protect him. They also protect him from getting scratched up, from getting burned, from stuff getting on him like that. Even sometimes, just sometimes the water or something may be too hot or too. It could be contaminated, so it keeps it off of him. Why does he wear that coat?
So he don't get fire on him.
That's right, so he don't get fire, so he don't get burned. It's really heavy, it's really thick, but it protects him from the same thing, from fire, from getting scratched up, from getting bruised up. Now, what's he putting on now?
The fire suit?
He's putting on an air pack. That's what we call an air pack. You see the little tank on the back? Turn around for him, Zach. You see the tank on the back? That's got air in it. This is what he's going to breathe. All that air in here is what he's going to breathe. That way he doesn't have to breathe the smoke in the house. He puts that air pack on, and it gives him about 30 minutes to go work, and he can breathe just the air in that tank. Okay? It's pretty heavy, though. So firefighters got to be in shape. They got to take care of their bodies. That way they can, they're healthy enough to come help and get you or any of your family members out of the house. Okay, now see what he's putting on. What's he got right there? The mask. That's right. The mask is connected to the air pack. When you connect them, they breathe, and it gets on the air comes through the mask, and it's all clean air. See, he's already starting to look a lot different, right? He looks a lot different now than he did just a second ago. Now, see what he's pulling up now? He's putting on his hood. That hood protects his neck and his ears and anything that's exposed around his head. It's the same thing. It keeps his ears from getting burned. If you ever get your ears burned, it really doesn't feel good. But it also tells him how hot it is in the house, because you know your ears are pretty sensitive, and they can feel that heat. Then he puts his helmet on. What's that helmet for? What's the helmet for? So he don't have anything hurt his head. That way if something falls on his head, it doesn't hurt him. It also keeps your hair from getting burned too. Okay, now what's he getting? His gloves. That's right, same thing. His gloves keeps his hands from getting burned. That way if he has to touch anything that's hot in the house, it keeps from burning it. And it keeps all the nasty water and stuff off of him. All right, can you go on air for me, Zach? Okay, listen. You hear that? Those bells, that means he turned his air on. Okay? That means he's ready to start breathing that good air. Now he's going to take that and he's going to connect the air pack to his mask. Okay. You hear him breathing? That's Zach breathing. That's how they're going to sound. Okay, Zach, I want you to tell him good morning.
Good morning.
You see how he sounds different? He sounds kind of like Darth Vader. Who knows who Darth Vader is? Yeah? That's right. That's how he's going to sound. Say, Waco Fire Department.
Waco Fire Department.
That's how they're going to sound when they come looking for you. If you hear that, you need to make as much noise so he can hear you. Okay? But that's how he's going to look, and that's how he's going to sound, so you can't be scared of him. It's just Zach, right? It's just Zach. Okay? And just like I said, when they go to a fire, they will crawl under the smoke just like y'all did. Okay? Once they get through, they'll come back out and they get to take all that stuff off. Go ahead, Zach. But you see how he sounds and looks a lot different. But just remember, it's still just Zach. Okay? If you're ever in a fire like that, like I said, don't hide. Okay? And remember, where do we go if we go outside? Y'all remember? The meeting place. Everybody goes to the meeting place. Okay? All right, we're going to let Zach take all that stuff off, and we're going to review our questions. Okay. One other thing we're going to talk about is when we go outside, sometimes if you can't get to the door, we have to know another way to get out, and that's what we call 2 ways out. Everybody say that. 2 ways out. Always have 2 ways out. If you can't go out the door, you might have to go out a window, okay? But always try to have 2 ways out of the house. You might not can go out of the front door. You might have to go out the back door. but you always end up going to the same place, and that is the meeting place. Okay? Everybody has to go to the meeting place. You have a question? Do they what? Do they come with policemen? The policemen usually show up as well. The policemen will help in any way they can. But the policeman doesn't have all this equipment. They can't go into the house. Just the firefighters can come in. The policemen will stay outside and keep the cars and stuff from coming up. That way the firefighters can go in and do what they need to do to help everybody out. Go ahead. What do you say?
Is there ever fires?
Huh?
Is there ever fires? Is that what you said?
Oh yeah, there's fires all the time. But most of the time we try to keep them, that's why the firefighters get there so fast. Waco has 14 fire stations all over the city. And that way there's a fire station close to everybody's house. They can get there within just a few minutes. That way they get there before the fire gets too big. And also that way they get there fast enough to try to save somebody if you're struck in the house. Okay? So let's go over our lesson so far. What number do we call an emergency? 911. 911. Everybody say it again.
911.
All right. Now we're going to learn our phone number and we're going to learn our address, right? Right. Okay. If your clothes catch on fire, what do you do?
Stop, drop, and roll.
Stop, drop, and roll. Everybody say it.
Stop, drop, and roll.
Stop, drop, and roll. That's right. Okay. If we have to get out of the house, how do we get out?
Stop, drop, and roll.
Crawl. No, you crawl under the smoke because you don't want to breathe the smoke. How do you get out?
Crawl under the smoke.
Crawl under the smoke. Say it again.
Crawl under the smoke.
Right. Where do we go when we go outside? The meeting place. Everybody say it.
Meeting place.
The meeting place. One more time.
The meeting place.
The meeting place. That's right. If you're in the house, you got to have more than one way out. So what do we call that? 2 ways out. Everybody say it. 2 ways out. All right. That's a great job. Now, since everybody got all the questions right, we're going to give y'all a helmet, and y'all are going to be junior firefighters today. Y'all earned that title today to be a junior firefighter. Y'all want to pass these out? All right. And everybody's going to get a badge. Everybody gets to wear, not like mine. I got an ugly old badge. They got a prettier badge right here. But that's a good job, everybody. I want y'all to tell Zach thank you for helping out. All right. All right, guys. I want y'all to give him a hand for doing a good job, everybody. Good job, everybody. All right. That pretty much concludes our lesson for the day. I want to thank y'all for coming and helping us out. All right. Now, y'all be sure and go home and teach your mom and your dad and your brothers and sisters how to do a fire drill, okay? All right. Thank y'all very much.
Say thank you.